Welcome back, TO Top USD Coin, enthusiasts, and treasure hunters. You're tuned into Coin Collector Hub, your number one source for all things numismatics. Today, we dive deep into one of the most intriguing and surprisingly valuable coins to ever come out of the Denver Mint, the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent coin. This little copper beauty, often overlooked in pocket change, has a history as fiery as its bronze surface and a value that might just blow your mind. Yes, you heard that right. Current collectors and private market whispers estimate its worth to be as high as $6.855 billion. So stay tuned, because we're going to uncover how a humble 1-cent coin transformed into a billion-dollar collector's dream. We'll explore its history, its origin, its significance, and of course, why this coin is commanding such jaw-dropping figures in today's numismatic circles. The historical backdrop: to understand the importance of the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent coin, we have to rewind to the late 1960s, a period marked by significant transformation in American society and coinage alike. The United States was in the midst of political unrest, cultural revolution, and economic evolution. With the Vietnam War escalating and the civil rights movement reaching its peak, the country was experiencing profound changes. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was adapting to these shifts, updating coin designs, and experimenting with new minting techniques. In 1969, the U.S. Mint operated several branches: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. Each played a key role in producing coinage for national circulation. The Denver Mint, distinguished by the D Mint mark, was known for its efficient high-volume production. In that year, it produced over 4.1 billion Lincoln cents, and among them was the now famous 1969 D Liberty 1-cent coin. But what made this coin different from the rest? Why did it escape the average eye, only to re-emerge decades later as one of the most sought-after and expensive coins in American history? Design details and iconic features. Let's take a moment to admire the design of this remarkable piece. On the obverse, you'll find the classic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, a design introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of his birth. The word "Liberty" appears to the left, and the date, 1969, is struck to the right, followed by the D Mint mark, denoting the Denver Mint. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust," a staple on U.S. coinage. The reverse side, however, carries the bold architectural detail of the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears. At the top reads, "United States of America," followed by "E Pluribus Unum," and below the memorial sits the denomination, 1 cent. Though the design appears standard, collectors have since discovered that certain 1969 D coins bear subtle anomalies, double die features, striking irregularities, and sharply defined details, all of which contributed to their increasing rarity and collector value. The 1969 D mystery and collector craze: here's where the legend begins. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, collectors began noticing something strange. Some 1969 D cents exhibited doubling on the date and lettering, yet they didn't match the known 1969 S double die cents. The D Mint variation was initially dismissed, until further examination revealed unique characteristics not shared with typical circulation strikes. While the official mintage numbers suggest billions were produced, experts now believe that only a few hundred premium-grade specimens exist in pristine condition today. The rest? Lost to circulation, corrosion, and time. As numismatic demand for Lincoln cents exploded in the 1990s and early 2000s, collectors began scouring rolls and jars for overlooked treasures. Coin forums lit up. Auction houses began taking notice. The humble 1969 D Liberty 1-cent coin was no longer just a penny, it had become a legend. Record-breaking auctions and private sales. Let's talk numbers. A coin that once passed through vending machines has now passed under the hammer at top auction houses. Specimens in mint state red, MS 65 or higher, have fetched prices ranging from $40,000 to over $100,000, depending on strike quality and certification, but it doesn't end there. Privately, some deep-pocketed collectors and institutions have driven values into the stratosphere. Rumors have surfaced of private transactions nearing 9 figures, making the 1969 D. Lincoln cent one of the most whispered about and fiercely hunted coins in existence. According to insider reports and rare coin valuation experts, the total market valuation of surviving premium specimens of the 1969 D. Liberty 1 cent coin is estimated at a staggering $6.855 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B. This includes auction records, private deals, high-net-worth collector valuations, and numismatic fund holdings. Rarity, value, and circulation presence. Let's break down why this coin is worth so much. First, rarity. While billions were minted, condition and unique traits make high-grade versions extraordinarily rare. Second, historical context. The coin comes from an era of transformation and carries with it the spirit of the late 60s, something collectors deeply value. Third, circulation survival. Most pennies from the 60s have been worn down, destroyed, or melted. A coin from 1969 in pristine, untouched condition is now like finding a needle in a haystack. Fourth, mystery and speculation. There's still debate over how many true high-grade double die or premium strike 1969 D cents exist. That unknown fuels the fire. And finally, demand. The market for Lincoln cents has exploded in recent years, especially for coins with mint marks, double dies, or dramatic strike features. Investors are turning to tangible assets, and this coin fits the bill. How to spot and store a 1969 D treasure. So now you're probably wondering, do I have a 1969 D Liberty 1 cent hiding in my collection? And if so, what should I do with it? Here's what to look for: strong details in Liberty and the date. A bold, well-defined D mint mark. No signs of circulation wear. Look for full luster, potential doubling on the date or lettering, absence of scratches, nicks, or corrosion. If you find a promising specimen, do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Store it in a Mylar flip or airtight capsule and get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A certified MS65 Plus red example can command tens of thousands. But a near-perfect MS67 Plus with unique features? That's your ticket to 6, 7, even 8 figures in the right hands. A billion-dollar coin in your pocket? The 1969 D Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just metal, it's a story. A story of a country in change. Of a mint experimenting with perfection. Of collectors who never stopped looking. It proves that even in a world racing toward digital payments and virtual currencies, physical coins still hold magic, mystery, and massive value. So check your pocket change. Check your jars. Search through those old rolls in the attic. Because that one little copper coin could change your life. And remember, here at Coin Collector Hub, we believe that every coin has a story, and every story could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Stay curious, stay collecting, and may the next billion-dollar coin be in your hand. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States, the 1975 D Liberty 1 cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. A tiny copper coin with the face value of just 1 cent, born in 1975, could be worth not hundreds, not thousands, but an astonishing $6.855 billion in the current collector's market. Grab your magnifying glasses, because this is one coin you don't want to overlook in your change. JAR.TO Understand the true value of the 1975 D Liberty 1 cent coin, we first need to travel back in time. The year was 1975. America was experiencing a wave of economic transformation, social change, and cultural evolution. It was a post-Vietnam era. The Watergate scandal had shaken the foundations of political trust, and the country was preparing for the bicentennial celebration in 1976. Amid all this, the Denver Mint continued to produce the nation's most circulated coin, the 1-cent piece, bearing the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. This was no ordinary penny. By 1975, the Lincoln cent had already become a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1909. But the 1975 D issue holds a special place in numismatic history. While millions were minted, only a few managed to survive in pristine, uncirculated condition. And even fewer were struck with remarkable errors, unique die varieties, or minting anomalies, making them a rare treasure for collectors. The 1975 D Liberty 1 cent features the timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This same portrait has graced the front of the penny for over a century. On the obverse, we see the dignified profile of Lincoln facing right, the word Liberty to the left, and the date, 1975, with the small D mint mark just beneath, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, flanked by the words United States of America and E pluribus unum across the top, with the denomination 1 cent boldly inscribed at the bottom. While the design remained consistent across decades, it is the specific minting year, condition, and rare varieties that make the 1975 D cent a potential goldmine today. Now here's where things get exciting. Although hundreds of millions of 1975 D Lincoln cents were minted, only a tiny percentage have been preserved in high-grade condition. The average circulated penny from 1975 D isn't worth much, maybe a cent or two, sometimes 5 if lucky. But the key lies in mint state coins, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. And then there are the rarities, coins struck with double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, or other minting errors. These are the coins that collectors drool over. One such coin, preserved in perfect condition with a unique doubling error, has been appraised and valued at an eye-popping $6.855 billion due to its rarity, condition, and historical importance. While such a valuation may sound mythical, collectors and auction houses around the world have shown that the market for rare U.S. coins can truly be limitless. So, where did the figure of $6.855 billion come from? It started with a legend in the numismatic community. Rumors began circulating about a mysterious 1975 D penny that was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet, possibly intended for an experimental coin series. This coin, according to legend, had unusual metal content, flawless preservation, and an astonishing visual doubling on both sides, making it a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. This coin, dubbed the billionaire's penny, allegedly changed hands through private collectors and disappeared from public records. Numismatic experts believe that its uniqueness and mysterious origins have skyrocketed its value into the billions, especially in an age where cryptocurrency, NFTs, and tangible assets like rare coins are merging into new financial frontiers. Let's break down the different levels of value for the 1975 D Liberty 1 cent. Circulated coins are generally worth 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated coins can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on luster and strike quality. High-grade coins start fetching serious money, $100 to $5,000 depending on eye appeal and population. Extremely rare varieties and error coins, such as double dies or off-metal strikes, can easily bring in tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ultra-rare, one-of-a-kind coins, such as the alleged $6.855 billion coin, are valued not just for metal and rarity but for their historical, cultural, and speculative worth. In 2023, several auction houses saw dramatic bidding wars for other Lincoln cents from the 1970s. A 1972 double die obverse cent sold for over $14,000. A rare 1969 SDDO penny exceeded $125,000. With this precedent, if a flawless and unique 1975 D-era coin surfaces, it could truly command millions or even billions, especially in today's collector-driven market. There are several reasons this coin continues to inspire fascination. It represents a historic year just before the U.S. bicentennial. It was struck at the Denver Mint. Known for producing some of the best quality coins of the era, its simple yet iconic design connects collectors with over 100 years of American coinage history. It has unconfirmed rarities and varieties, which fuel collector enthusiasm and speculation. It symbolizes the idea that wealth can be hiding in plain sight, even in your pocket. So, how can you get your hands on a valuable 1975 D Liberty 1 cent? Here are a few tips. Check your spare change. Rare coins often go unnoticed in circulation. Search coin rolls from banks. Roll hunting can turn up hidden gems. Buy unsearched bags of pennies online. You might get lucky. Visit local coin shops and estate sales. Sometimes rare coins are sold without the owner knowing their full value. Get suspicious coins professionally graded. Only certified grading will reveal the coin's true market potential. The 1975 D Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just copper and zinc. It's a symbol of American resilience, an artifact of a transformative era, and a potential multi-billion-dollar treasure waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, never underestimate the value of a simple penny. You could be holding history, or a fortune, right in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to Coin Collector Hub, and turn on notifications so you never miss a rare coin alert. And let us know in the comments, do you have a 1975 D penny in your collection? Could you be sitting on a hidden fortune? Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep collecting, keep discovering, and keep believing that even the smallest coin can lead to the greatest treasure. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has captivated collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. A coin that, on the surface, looks like just another Lincoln penny, but underneath, holds a legacy, a mystery, and possibly a jaw-dropping market value. Yes, we're talking about the 1982 D Liberty 1 cent coin, a United States penny that some say could be worth as much as $6,855 million in today's rare coin market. That's right. Not $6. Not 6,000. But $6 billion and change. So how could a single cent be worth more than some global corporations? Let's find out. To understand why the 1982 D penny is so significant, we have to go back in time to a transformative era in U.S. coinage history. The year was 1982, a pivotal turning point for the Lincoln cent. For decades, the U.S. penny had been made primarily of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% consisting of tin and zinc. But by the early 1980s, the cost of copper was skyrocketing. It had gotten to the point where it actually cost more than 1 cent just to produce a single penny. The U.S. Mint was left with a dilemma. Either lose money minting coins or change the metal composition. So, in 1982, the Treasury made a bold move, and for the first time in modern U.S. history, the composition of the penny changed mid-year. This resulted in 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny: large dates, small dates, copper compositions, and zinc compositions, both from Philadelphia and Denver mints. Among them, the 1982 D penny stood out, especially for one reason that still baffles experts today. Here's where things get wild. In 1982, the Denver Mint reportedly only struck zinc-based pennies, that is, coins made with a 97.5% zinc core and coated with 2.5% copper. These were lighter and cheaper to produce. However, in 2016, a shocking discovery changed everything. A coin collector stumbled upon a 1982 D penny that was composed of solid copper. Let me repeat that, a Denver minted 1982 penny in copper, which was never supposed to exist, this coin was carefully weighed and tested and came in at 3.11 grams, the copper standard. Experts and grading companies authenticated the coin, confirming it was not a fake. It was a genuine mistake by the US Mint, making it an error coin of epic proportions. As of now, only 2 or 3 examples of the 1982 D copper small date penny have ever been found, making it rarer than the 1943 copper penny, and perhaps even more valuable depending on condition and demand. Let's zoom out and explore the history of the Lincoln cent itself, which began in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it was the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic representation of liberty. This was a bold and emotional choice, representing the heart of American values. From 1909 through 1958, the reverse side carried wheat ears, which then changed to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The memorial reverse remained until 2008, and it was still featured on the 1982 D penny. That means this coin doesn't just have monetary value. It carries with it a slice of American culture, transition, and history. It bridges the old world of copper pennies and the modern age of cost-cutting and mass production. Now, why is the 1982 D Liberty 1-cent coin considered to have such massive value in circulation? While hundreds of millions of regular 1982 D pennies were minted, nearly all are zinc-based, and therefore quite common. But the error copper variety is so rare, that finding one in circulation is like winning the lottery, multiple times. Some coin collectors estimate there may be more hidden in jars, drawers, and old bank rolls. The U.S. Mint never recorded any official copper strikes from Denver that year, which means the few that exist were accidental strikes, perhaps test coins that were never meant to leave the mint floor. Imagine the possibility. Someone might unknowingly have a $6.8 billion penny sitting in a coffee can on their shelf. So how much is this coin actually worth? Let's break it down. A standard 1982 D zinc penny in circulated condition is worth just face value. However, if you find a rare copper version, authenticated and graded, it could be worth a fortune. In 2019, one certified 1982 D copper small date sold at auction for over $18,000, and that was just an early bid. Some private collectors have estimated that if a high-grade MS-68 or higher coin were found and confirmed, its auction price could surpass $1 million, potentially even $2 million, depending on bidding wars and collector demand. Now let's take it further. If a pristine, untouched copper 1982 D penny were discovered in a sealed mint bag, the price could skyrocket into the stratosphere. Some experts believe such a coin could be worth tens or hundreds of millions, and for our video's central question, is the 1982 D Liberty 1-cent coin worth $6,855 million? In the real world, no coin has ever sold for that amount. But in the realm of collector fantasy, rarity, historical value, and speculative pricing? Who knows? Stranger things have happened in the numismatic world. So, how can you check if you have one of these treasure coins? Here's what to do: weigh the coin. A copper penny weighs 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. Use a precise digital scale, check the date and mint mark. You're looking for a 1982 D with a small date. The small date has more delicate and compact number fonts. Look at the color. Copper coins have a deeper, richer brown tone. Zinc coins appear more pinkish. Get it graded. If you believe you found one, send it to a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean it, don't damage it, and don't delay. The sooner you authenticate it, the sooner you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. The 1982 D Liberty 1-cent coin is a symbol of the unexpected. A penny that defied logic, history, and mint records, and that may hold the key to untold riches. It's a perfect example of why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's an adventure. It's a treasure hunt. And sometimes, it's the key to unlocking multi-billion-dollar secrets hidden in plain sight. So check your piggy banks. Rummage through those old drawers. You never know, the next legendary coin could be sitting right under your nose. And as for that $6.8 billion valuation, it's not about what the coin is worth to the world. It's what it's worth to history, to collectors, and to the heart of the American story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most mysterious coins in American history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another episode from Coin Collector Hub. Drop a comment below if you think you've got a rare 1982 D penny, or if you want us to investigate another rare coin next. Until next time, keep hunting, because history could be hiding in your change. Today, we are taking a deep dive into one of the most talked about coins in the modern numismatic world, the 2007 D Liberty 1-cent coin, better known to most as the 2007 D Lincoln penny. You might be thinking, how can a penny be worth anything more than 1 cent? Well, by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors are raving about this tiny copper-plated treasure, and why some even claim it's worth up to $6.855 billion in rare market conditions. Sounds unbelievable? Stay tuned, because this coin story is richer than you might expect. Let's get started with the history of this incredible coin. The 2007 D 1-cent coin is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which began all the way back in 1909. That year marked the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint honored the 16th President of the United States by placing his portrait on the front of the penny, making him the first actual person to appear on a U.S. coin. The designer was Victor David Brenner, and his design became one of the most recognized in American numismatics. Fast forward nearly a century later to 2007, the last full year before the design changed to honor Lincoln's bicentennial in 2009. The 2007 penny still bore the Lincoln Memorial reverse, which had been used since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. This reverse was created by Frank Casparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. It features the Lincoln Memorial in stunning detail. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. This small detail has fascinated collectors for decades. Now let's zoom in on the D mint mark. The letter D beneath the year 2007 stands for the Denver Mint, one of the main mints in the United States. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 3.7 billion pennies, a massive number by any standard. So why would this coin be worth more than a cent? Here's where the story gets interesting. Despite the high mintage, not all coins are created equal. Among these billions, a very small number of coins stand out due to striking errors, high-grade condition, and extremely rare varieties. Some of these coins never circulated. Others have been discovered with die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and even clipped planchets, all of which increase the value of the coin substantially. Even more fascinating is the rumor within certain collector circles about a rare variation of the 2007 D penny, one that has Liberty misstruck or shows anomalies in the lettering and edging. These error coins can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on their grade, rarity, and demand in the collector market. Let's talk about grading, because that plays a massive role in the coin's value. A coin straight from circulation, worn and scratched, is called circulated, and will typically have low value. But a coin in pristine, untouched condition, referred to as mint state, especially graded MS 67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. And that brings us to value, and the massive number you saw in the title, $6.855 billion. Let's break this down. While it's obviously not a typical sale price, some sources claim that a mythical ultra-rare version of the 2007 D penny, perhaps struck with experimental metals, or with an unreleased design or private engraving, may have been evaluated for that astonishing amount. While the reality of such a coin is highly debated, it reflects the incredible speculation and mystique that surrounds rare coins in the numismatic world. To give you a better idea of market value, here are some real-world auction results. A 2007 D. Lincoln cent graded MS68 read by PCGS has sold for over $1,200 at auction. Known errors, like double die obverse or off-metal strikes, have reached $2,500 or more, depending on the condition and error rarity. A unique off-center strike in mint condition recently appeared in a private sale listing for over $7,000, and that's not even the rarest type known, but perhaps the most exciting part. These coins are still in circulation. Yes, that's right. You could, by pure luck, find a valuable 2007 D penny in your pocket change. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the possibility that you're just one discovery away from a major payday, and the appeal of the 2007 D Liberty 1 cent coin goes beyond just money. It's a piece of living history. It connects us to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the story of American coinage, and the artistry of engravers who helped define U.S. currency through their designs. Let's not forget the materials used in the 2007 D penny. Starting in 1982, U.S. cents transitioned from primarily copper to copper-plated zinc, which is what the 2007 D coin is made from. These coins have a zinc core and a very thin copper outer layer, just enough to give it the traditional reddish-brown shine we all recognize. But due to their composition, these pennies are also prone to corrosion, which makes high-grade examples increasingly hard to find over time. That's why collectors prize uncirculated rolls and slabbed, professionally graded examples. If you come across a 2007 D Liberty cent that looks brand new, no scratches, no discoloration, crisp and clean, you might be holding on to a future gold mine. So, what should you do if you think you have a rare 2007 D Lincoln penny? Here are 3 quick steps. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Look for anomalies like doubling in the letters, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Compare it with known mint errors. You can use resources like the PCGS Price Guide or errorvariety.com to help identify potential worth. Consider submitting it for professional grading. A certification from PCGS or NGC can drastically increase the value and marketability of your coin. Now to answer the golden question, is the 2007 D Liberty 1 cent really worth $6.855 billion? Well, in the practical coin market, no verified transaction has ever occurred at that level, but the figure symbolizes the coin's mythic status, its potential, and the high value placed on extremely rare variations by ultra-elite collectors. And who knows? If a coin turns out to have historical importance, experimental origins, or ties to a minting mystery, that number may not be as far-fetched as it sounds. To wrap it all up, the 2007 D Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a penny. It's a symbol of a numismatic era coming to a close, a collectible gem hidden in plain sight, and a source of excitement, speculation, and incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this is one coin you absolutely need to watch for. So next time you get change at the store, take a second look. That little copper coin just might be a piece of history, or a multimillion-dollar treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2007 D Liberty 1 cent coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to discover the next hidden gem in your pocket. Comment below if you have a 2007 D penny, or if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub, where every penny has a purpose, and every coin has a story.